Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2020-21 season. My name is Dan and today I've got for you a team selection and transfers video from my own team, and we're also going to go over my scores from last week. Cannot wait to show you that, by the way, guys. And I'm also going to talk about who I'm going to be captaining in this coming game week as well. So all exciting stuff, all about my team. Kind of, you can take some advice from it if you want. We're still going to be going ultra aggressive with my fantasy team. So guys, if you don't fancy taking a risk, maybe don't follow me with transfers and stuff. But if you are really want to push up your rank a little bit, you're not quite happy with your current rank, you really want to push up the leaderboards, I feel like I'm your guy. Because we really are going to be pushing, taking some risks, hopefully calculated risk, and the aggressive tactics in FPL is going to continue, and it's going to be exciting, and I love it, basically, guys. But before we do that, a quick word from our sponsors today, and that is, of course, OneFootball. Once again, now, for those of you who don't know what OneFootball is, it's a great app/website for all things football. Now, I personally use OneFootball mobile app to check the lineups and scores for Premier League games, and to be fair, other games as well. For example, Europa League games are on right now, Champions League games are on right now. I'm not going to be able to watch all of these games, so if I want to check the scores, I've got to find an app for that. OneFootball does the job. Now, if you want to check out football news and transfer room, stuff like that, all that stuff is on OneFootball as well, and it's completely free. So check out the link in my description to download that for free, like I say, guys. So let's start us off with last game week scores, game week 24, and wow. Basically, just wow. Look at this. This is absolutely amazing, isn't it, guys? 118 points. I've halved my rank from 360,000 all the way down to 180,000 in one brave move. And the brave move indeed was Gundogan triple captain. Now, I was saying about it on my stream and on Twitter about I really want to triple captain Gundogan. I think this is right. I don't like the look of Spurs defense or Everton's defense. I really think Man City can score some goals here. Everyone was saying to me, oh my god, you're crazy. Spurs, Everton are good teams. I was like, no, look at the numbers here. The numbers are suggesting that they both will concede goals over this double game week period. And what do you know? They conceded goals. And who was the guy to score them? The man in form, the absolute hero, Ilkay Gundogan. 57 points with a triple captain. That is mad. And I love it. I absolutely love it. That is so awesome. And that's put my whole season back on track. And I've never felt more positive this entire season with where I'm at. Okay, this is not exactly where I'd hoped to be at this part in the season, but it was looking pretty miserable. I had to start taking some risks. I made a big risk on Gundogan, triple captain. It paid off big time. 57 points. And, you know, I was kind of thinking, well, Gundogan, he didn't even play in the second game. So, technically, it could have been even more if Gundogan didn't get injured. Now, I guess that's kind of a little bit of typicalness of my season. You know, Gundogan getting injured and not being able to play the second game. Same with Ben Mee, who was my transfer in for game week 24. He got injured in the first game, so he can play the second of the double fixtures. Oh, frustrating, and very sort of reflective of my season. Every time I bring in a player, he gets injured. Same happened with Ben Mee again this in game week 24. Crazy. Whatever. Martinez on the bench trolling us, but you know, it's only 2 points difference, and I do truly believe Pope was the better option over the double game week there, so what can you do? So I'm not going to beat myself up about that, but overall in my team, only 2 players blanked, Son, Bamford. I nailed the captain, I nailed the triple captain. You know, when a triple captain comes off like this, you really are happy, and just the idea that it could have been even more. Wow, absolutely crazy, but really happy with my rank boost. That's going to really help me and project me forward. And yeah, I can continue to start taking some really nice risks. I've got some more risky transfers that I'm going to be doing this week. I've actually already done them, but I'm going to be sharing them with you guys today. And we're just going to go all out and see how far we can climb the ranks with this real aggressive approach to FPL. And I love it. You know, this is a good position to be in. It's entertaining for you guys. It's going to be more helpful. You know, it's very easy when you've got a high rank already. It's very easy to just cruise along, just transfer in the players who most people are transferring in anyway. Don't go differential, just hold rank and play it safe. When I'm in a position like I am and I really want to push up the leaderboards, I can start sharing with you guys some really risky, adventurous picks that I actually think are going to be quite nice and pay off. So let's get on with the show, and let's show you these aggressive transfers that I want to make. But first of all, let's line ourselves up for game week 25. So, I'm going to go with Pope again in goal, straight into it, just because, you know, West Brom at home is a better fixture than Martinez. He's got Leicester at home. Leicester are just a better team than West Brom. I've looked at enough numbers. You know, with Martinez, you never know. He could outscore Pope again, but all I can do really here is just pick the statistically most likely guy to keep the clean sheet, and that is Pope. So, it's kind of obvious to me that I would go for Pope there. So, no questions asked. Let's just move on to Cancelo. Arsenal away. This is interesting. You know, you would think that Man City get another clean sheet against Arsenal. There is that slight chance that Arsenal do score. Arsenal have been in fairly decent form, to be fair, recently, which is nice to see as an Arsenal fan. I don't want to make any bold claims that Arsenal are going to beat Man City, because they're not. Man City are going to beat Arsenal, but there is kind of this small chance that Arsenal might score. So maybe it's not the game week to double up on Man City's defence, which we'll see in a second, but Cancelo is just a guy. He seems arguably the most nailed on Man City defender at the moment, which is really quite interesting, actually. Before we would have said that Cancelo, he's the risky one, right? But now it's kind of like he's becoming the safer pick with all the attacking attributes he has as well. He's a sick pick. So let's just move on. We love Cancelo, and we'll move on to Chilwell. Chilwell is kind of a big concern in this team. I already know, and I've known for a while, that Chilwell is not going to be a first team player for Chelsea. I've kind of just kept him around because it's not really been a priority transfer. I've been fine to just leave Chilwell on the bench. It's not an issue. I'll just play other players. It's absolutely fine. I'm building a bench boost anyway, so I've got loads and loads of players everywhere anyway, so I've just kept him in my team so far, but I am very well aware that this is an area that I have to address. I have been starting Chilwell over the past few game weeks just because you never know, he may start just like as one off or just get lucky, and I have that cover on the bench just in case he doesn't. But yeah, he is definitely a player I need to move on before we hit the bench boost game week 26, because I'm going to bench boost still in game week 26, and I need to have guaranteed starters in order to do that. So the non-guaranteed starters in my team, they got to go, I'm afraid. So let's move on to Ben Mee. Unfortunately, he could only play one of the double I brought him in for last game week, but you know, this fixture also looks good as well. We're doubling up on the Burnley defence. Burnley are looking generally not too bad defensively, and they have got Pope, who will save more points than the expected goals might suggest. So that's nice there. West Brom, obviously, a struggling team as well. So hopefully, double Burnley, it's risky. Again, well, like I say, we're going a little bit risky. Double Burnley defence is risky, but I'm going for it anyway. Let's see what happens there. And Ben Mee, a little bit of aerial threat. Maybe you can never know. You could get a little goal there against West Brom. Wouldn't be the first time they conceded these kind of goals, so that could be kind of interesting. So let's move on into midfield. We've got Salah. Actually, quite looking forward to seeing what Salah can produce. I don't think Everton are as good as maybe people are making them out to be. That's why I've put Everton as a green fixture, particularly Salah at home. Against Everton at home, I don't know. I kind of like the look of that for Salah. I really do. I think he could do some damage here, and yeah, it's kind of a tricky one because I know a lot of people are dropping Salah in favour of other players. Maybe they're targeting double game weeks and blank game weeks and stuff like that. They're dropping Salah out the team. Salah is still going to be very dangerous, so it's definitely someone I want to hold on to. And his form is actually, it's not as bad as people are making it out to be. He's kind of ticking along quite nicely, is Salah. So no problems there. Let's keep him in our team. And then we'll move on to Bruno Fernandes. Again, another player who you just got to keep in your team, really. He's just ticking along really, really nicely. Often a captain option, but been less of a captain option with all these double game weeks because obviously Manchester United haven't had a double game week yet. So we're kind of not been talking about captaining Bruno as much, but he is still getting the points, which is very nice. He's got this lovely fixture against Newcastle, so could be some points there as well. Moving on to Son. Son is dropping in value. He's dropping in ownership, and I think Son owners generally are going to regret this. Maybe they're thinking a little bit too short term with removing Son from their team. Fine, whatever. I'll keep Son and I'll take the points. That's absolutely fine by me. I do think Son is going to be on for a nice double game week next game week. And also he has this fixture in game week 29, or should have this fixture in game week 29 as well. Gundogan next, Arsenal away. I think this is an okay fixture, you know, and the issue is that some people are saying, okay, maybe Gundogan doesn't start. Maybe he's not going to be fit. Pep Guardiola says that Gundogan is going to be okay for the Arsenal game at the weekend. I don't know how accurate that is. I don't know 100% that Gundogan is going to be playing or going to be starting, but he is quite literally Man City's best player at the moment. So if he is available, he's going to play. I really feel strongly that he is going to play. You don't drop your best player for multiple games in a row if you know that the injury is not severe. Arsenal, okay, you can say Arsenal are not the team they used to be, completely fair, but it's not exactly an easy game from an attacking point of view. So you are going to want to have your best attacking players on the pitch from Man City's point of view. So Gundogan, for me, is going to play. I'm starting him. I'm not even thinking about removing him from my team. He absolutely has to stay, if not for this game week, but for future game weeks. But we do have cover on the bench in case Gundogan doesn't play as we build towards this bench boost. Anyway, moving on to Rafinha, and Rafinha is going to be the god king of this game week. He is a cheat code. I'm telling you guys, 5.4 million. He's actually gone up. He was 5.3 before. He is such insane value. He is posting such good stats. He is posting better stats than, you know, Bamford or, you know, some of the most premium players in the whole game. In fact, Rafinha, if you look at the past 5 game weeks, only one player has outscored Rafinha over the past 5 game weeks, and that has been Gundogan. Bruno Fernandes has equaled Rafinha on points. Rafinha is returning every single game week. He is just on flames right now, and with this double game week, this just kind of looks perfect. We got a guy who is super in form. He's on set pieces. He gets more points for a goal than, say, you're going for a Bamford for your Leeds player or something like that. Rafinha gets an extra point for a goal. He gets an extra point for a clean sheet. He really just looks like the most insane pick for this game week. He's definitely, in my mind, he's probably the most likely to be the highest scoring player. Now, it's impossible really to pick the highest scoring player in any given game week because, you know, you'll just get one defender randomly get 2 goals from some random team and it will throw all the predictions out the window. But definitely Rafinha is going to be up there. I really feel strongly about that one. So really excited to see what he can produce over the double. Bamford up front, I think it's just a really obvious pick for this game week. Bamford, I do think he is going to be an amazing pick for this game week, but not quite Rafinha's level. But Bamford is still going to get you loads of points this game week. And we're going to finish off with Adams there on the pitch. Double game week. Again, the issue with Adams is that he's not nailed on. He's sort of playing every other game. He's getting limited minutes. Even when he does start, he's coming off at sort of sometimes earlier than 60 minutes. So it's not really ideal. When we're going into these double game weeks, we really do want to have players who are going to be starting multiple games in a row, particularly when these fixtures are congested. We want guaranteed starters, and Adams, quite frankly, is not that. So quickly on the bench, obviously, like I said earlier, we've got Martinez. DCL against Liverpool. I would happily play DCL against Liverpool. I don't think that's actually that bad of a fixture for him, but, you know, he's just the best of the worst. I've got so many players. When you're building towards a bench boost, you're going to have a strong bench. You're naturally going to bench some points, and you have to be okay with the fact that you're going to bench points, and just make sure you try and pick your best 11 that you have. Stones there against Arsenal. Slight rotation risk now, actually, which is a little bit concerning, to be honest. But like I said, I'm not really too interested in doubling up on the City defence this game week. And then Sofal against Spurs. He just seems like the most obvious person to bench in this particular game week. And actually, to be fair, I can see myself moving on Sofal very soon because he ain't getting a double game week anytime soon. That's for sure. So 1.3 million in the bank, 1 free transfer. What are we going to do, guys? How are we going to gain some even more rank? How are we going to make some even more risky moves? Well, guys, let me tell you. We're actually going to take a -4. I'll tell you that for sure. Because I feel like I've earned it. I've got so many points last game week, 118 points, which is just a mad score, an absolutely insane score. My highest this season by a long way. We can afford to take a -4. We can afford to continue the aggressive outlook, particularly when we're looking at double game week players. I think it's okay to be a bit aggressive and take the odd -4 if you really feel strongly that the transfer is going to gain you more than you lose even over one game week, which it genuinely could do. So we're going to take a -4. We're going to get rid of Chilwell and bring in White for 4.4 million. That saves us a lot of money so we can upgrade Adams to Ings. So I said about Adams, I'm a little bit worried about him playing every single game. He's a bit of a rotation risk. He's not the main man. When we look at this Southampton team who could potentially be getting 3 double game weeks in a row, when you got a situation like that, what you want to do is just pick the best player in the team. And there is no arguments against this. Ings is quite literally the best player in that Southampton team. He's the most likely to get the most points. He's looking like he's in good form. His underlying stats look good. He's hit the bar. He's had goals cleared off the line. He's had stuff ruled out for VAR. He is looking really good. And when you watch him, you can see he's really on flames as well. So he's definitely a player I want to own for these multiple double game weeks that he's going to have. So that's why he's in the team straight away. Very nice. Obviously had to facilitate the transfer somehow and had to take someone out. And I went for Ben White. Ben White is the guy who I've picked in to be the budget enabler, I guess. Crystal Palace at home this game week, so that's really nice. They've got West Brom in game week 26, which is looking really nice as well for potential clean sheets. And although he won't have a double game week in game week 26, Ben White and Brighton will play in game week 29. So I've got that one extra player to cover me all the way in game week 29. So really like him there. Brighton as well. I think it's 5 clean sheets in their past 6 games now. People have kind of not really noticed. It's kind of gone under the radar a little bit. People have been talking about, oh, Man City, amazing defence. Chelsea, amazing defence. Nobody's noticed that Brighton have been keeping so many clean sheets. An insane amount of clean sheets, and no one's really going for them. So this is what I'm saying. This is a differential. White, 1.9% ownership. People are not invested in the Brighton defence. So I'm saying, well, I want to be, because I want that differential. Danny Ings, okay, he says he's like 12% owned, but the 12% owned is mostly from people who are now have inactive teams who own Danny Ings at the beginning of the season who aren't really playing FPL anymore. If you look at the stats within the top 10,000 players, the top 100,000 players, Danny Ings' ownership is only at something like 7-8%, something like that. It'll probably increase a little bit. But what I'm saying is Ings is more of a differential than you think. So we've brought in 2 really nice differential players to try and help us boost up the ranks. One of them has a double game week straight away and has some really high potential for some points as well. So this is looking really positive to me. It's looking really aggressive. When we look through these players that you see on your screen right now, we can see that all of these players have good favourable fixtures. They're all players who have this potential to score goals, get assists, get clean sheets, whatever you want. And it's looking really good. So really happy to take the -4 to get this extra double game week player in who I know is actually going to play. And yeah, everything is looking amazingly positive and aggressive, and we're going to continue to boost up the ranks. And guys, give me like 3-4 game weeks, maybe even less, maybe even 2 game weeks. I'm going to get into the top 100,000. It's going to happen. If it's not probably not going to happen this game week, but we'll make a nice push. Next game week, there is genuine possibility that I could push into the top 100,000. And then after that, we're just going to push up and up and up and up and up. We're going to keep taking sensible risks, making sensible but aggressive transfers, taking -4s when we need to, just to keep this team moving, ticking along, getting ahead of the game. And I'm feeling pretty positive, as you can probably tell. So, right, quickly on captains. Like I said, guys, we're going to go risky. We're going to go Rafinha. Captain, 5% owned he is now. Up a lot, to be fair, from last game week. But the stats show that he is the best captain at Leeds. He's the best. He's getting the most points at Leeds. So, it makes sense for me to captain him if I'm looking at points only. Now, it is far safer for me to go for Bamford, just because Bamford, although Rafinha is probably the better option, most players in FPL this game week are going to be captain Bamford. Bamford's going to be the most popular pick because everyone has him. And if you already have him, you may as well captain him. People aren't necessarily going to be thinking about bringing in Rafinha to get that little bit of extra differential captain. So that's why I'm going for Rafinha. Vice captain on Danny Ings. I don't want to captain 2 players from the same game week, and I feel like you just got to captain a double game week player. No messing about, guys. Get a double game week players. Will just score more than single game week players, generally speaking. There is shouts, I guess, for, you know, Bruno Fernandes, for Mo Salah. Okay, I kind of get that. Yeah, obviously they are good captain picks, and if it was a single game week for everyone, then you'd definitely be going for Salah or Fernandes, wouldn't you? But that's not the situation we're in. We do want to be going for a double game week player just to double your odds of getting something. And yeah, I'm feeling really positive. If Rafinha can be the 3rd highest scoring player, well, the joint 2nd highest scoring player over 5 game weeks, imagine what you can do with 2 game weeks in 1. So feeling confident, feeling positive. 10-point plus haul for Rafinha. I'd probably maybe even go as far as to say 15. It's looking good. It's looking really good. And yeah, maybe Bamford could get close to that, but I would rather have the edge and go for Rafinha and go a little bit differential, go a bit risky, and on with the charge towards top 100k, and then we'll push on from there, guys. That's what's happening. That is what is up. So there you go, guys. Thank you for watching today. What do you think about my transfers and my team? It's a little bit spicy, isn't it? We are spicy as always, exactly how we like it. If you did enjoy this video, please do make sure you give a big thumbs up. Really, really helpful. And subscribe, of course, if you are new around here. Plenty more FPL content to come. Check out OneFootball in the description. You can join my mini league. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram. All that stuff is in the description as well. Go check it out. And I will see you guys tomorrow for a deadline stream. Can't remember what time it's going to be. 5:30 UK time, I believe, on Friday. And we're going to do a stream answering some questions in the run-up to the Game Week 25 deadline. And hopefully, guys, we'll have some fixture announcements, official fixture announcements by then. Because I know a lot of you guys are waiting for the fixture announcements. I've not heard anything yet. Hopefully it's coming soon. Hopefully. We really need it, don't we, guys? But there we go. I will see you tomorrow for the stream. But until then, I'll see you later, mates. Bye-bye.